You know, we're swimming in stories every single day. They're on our screens, in our headphones, in the jokes we tell our friends. But have you ever stopped to think about how they're actually built? Well, today we are going to break down the three main blueprints for pretty much every story ever told.
So let's get right to it. A poem, a play, a novel, we all know they're different, right? But how? Is it just about, the layout on the page? Or is there something much deeper going on? That's exactly what we're going to figure out. And to make sense of all this, we're going to use one really simple, but honestly super powerful idea. I want you to picture the entire world of literature as one giant tree. This is our storytelling tree. And trust me, it's the key to understanding everything. Okay, before we start climbing, let's check out the soil it's growing in. What even is literature? At the end of the day, it's more than just words. It's when we take language and use it as an art form. It's how we build worlds, capture these impossible to describe feelings, and share big ideas. It's literally where language becomes art. And this giant tree of ours? It has three main branches. Each one is a totally unique way of telling a story. These aren't just some random categories somebody made up. They represent three fundamentally different ways to use language. Let's meet them. Poetry, drama, and prose.
All right, let's climb up the first branch. This one's the oldest, and you could argue it's the most powerful. This is the branch of pure, unfiltered feeling. This is poetry.
At its very heart, poetry is where raw emotion gets turned into art. It's not always about telling a story from A to B. Nope. It's about hitting you with a feeling right in the chest. Think of it like a shortcut to the heart. It uses rhythm and sound and these incredible images to just make you feel something. And even on this one branch, you've got different flavors. So there's lyric poetry, which is kind of like a snapshot of one intense feeling. A Shakespearean sonnet is a perfect example. Then you have narrative poetry, which actually uses all those poetic tools to tell a whole story. And then you've got the epics. I mean, these were the blockbusters of the ancient world, right? These huge, sweeping tales of gods and heroes like the Iliad. Okay, moving on up the tree, we find our second major branch. This is the one that doesn't just sit on the page. It gets up and walks around on a stage. This is the branch of action, drama. See, here's the thing. You might read a poem or a novel by yourself, but drama is meant to be shared. It's a group experience. It tells its story through what characters say and what they do, right there in front of you. It's literature brought to life. And this branch has some classic forms. You've got your tragedy, where things start out okay, but, end in total disaster. Think Hamlet or Macbeth. Then you flip that with comedy, which usually ends with a party or a wedding. And in between, you get these really cool hybrids, like tragicomedy, which will make you laugh and cry, and melodrama, which just cranks the emotional dial all the way to 11. So our third and final branch, this is the one we spend most of our lives in, probably without even realizing it. This is the world of novels, of articles, of everyday conversation. This is the branch of ideas, prose. So what makes prose? Prose? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the language we speak and write every day. There's no strict rhythm, no required rhymes, just sentences and paragraphs doing their thing. It's the tool we use for everything from a quick email to an epic fantasy series. And man, this branch is just incredibly diverse. It gives us these massive novels that build entire universes, but it also gives us those perfect little bites of story in a short story. And it's not just for fiction. Prose is also the home of nonfiction, from essays that change the way you think to the personal stories you find in a biography. It's just the most versatile tool we have. So, there we have it, our three branches: poetry for emotion, drama for action, and prose for ideas. But what's holding it all together? What are they all growing from? Well, to figure that out, we have to look down at the roots of the tree. When you look at it this way, it's pretty clear. Each branch feeds a different part of us, Poetry gives us that raw, direct hit of emotion. Drama lets us experience a story together as a live event. And prose gives us this deep understanding, letting us get inside a character's head and explore a world in detail. So why do we need all of this? The emotion, the experience, the understanding. It's because they all tap into the exact same thing. The deep, deep root of it all is our fundamental human need to connect with each other. Stories, no matter what branch they come from, are how we reach out and say, hey, you're not alone in feeling this. So you can think of these three branches as your own personal literary toolkit. If you need to connect with a powerful emotion, you can reach for some poetry. If you want to live inside a story with other people, find a drama. And if you want to get lost in a new world or a big idea, you open up some prose. Poetry, drama, and prose. For thousands and thousands of years, these three branches have been the way we make sense of our world and ourselves. They're just three different paths to the same incredible destination, human connection. So the only real question left is, which branch of the tree are you going to explore next?